So hello guys, today we will be looking upon gradient and find intuition. Basically, I'll give you 2 to 3 insights on what gradient is about, and I'll merge it into one at the end. Don't worry about it. We'll go through it together. Now let's consider some function f of x comma y comma z, and let's say I want a small change in f of x comma y comma z. Now what did this mean in a function of single variable? Well, this meant nothing but dy equals to t prime of x dot dx. Means slope of function tx at point x dot dx gave us small change in y. Similarly here, if I keep y and z constant and make some small change in x, let's denote the small change in function as f of delta f of x due to small change in x equal to f of x comma y comma z minus f of x plus delta x comma y comma z equals to del f by del x partial differentiation of f by with respect to x dot dx. So this would be my delta fx. Similarly, delta f of y would be del f by del y dot dy, and delta f of z would be del f by del z dot dz, and total change would be nothing but summation of all these three. Obvious, right? I'm sorry for the bad handwriting. I'll improve it in a while. So it would be summation of all these three. So now what that is? Delta f or d of f equals to del f by del x dot dx plus del f by del y dot dy plus del f by del z dot dz. Now I can break this into two things. Del f by del x dot I cap plus del f by del y dot j cap plus del f by del z dot k cap dot dx I cap plus dy j cap plus dz k cap. Now this is equals to d of f, small change in f. Now these are some random vectors. Okay, forget about it. We'll come back to this in a moment. Okay, I need you to forget about whatever I said up till now and concentrate on only this. Now this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this is some curve f of x equals to y, and this is some point A. Down here I'm zooming this curve, I'm zooming this curve at point A, okay? This is point A. Now let's say I want to make some change in x. Some change in f of x. So how do I do that? Let's say from point A, I move a very small length dl along some vector such that the magnitude of this vector tends to 0, because it's a very small length, obviously. So I can move in this direction, or I can move in this direction, I can move in this direction, I can move in this direction, or I can move into the plane, outside the plane, etc., etc., right? Now I'm considering I move in this direction. Let's say I move in this direction. So how much change did that bring in the function? Pretty easy. If this is x comma y and this point is x2 comma y2, the change would be fx2 minus fx1, irrespective of what I move in y. Try to understand that the change was the contribution of the movement I made in x. Do you understand now? Wait, I'll just move it here because I need to write something about over there. Yeah. So this is the change in this case, which is nothing but the cos theta of the vector along x direction. And how much ever change that gave me in x, let's say it gave some change delta x, and I add that to x plus delta x, which gives me x2, and I put it in function and subtract that with f of x1, that gives me the change. Now let's try to use what we analyzed over here and extrapolate these results upon this curve. In a short moment you will get a very nice intuition of this. So what we did earlier, from that we got df is equals to d of f del f upon del x dot dx plus del f upon del y dot dy plus del f upon del z dot dz, which is equals to del f upon del x I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap, because del f upon del y is 0 as the function is only depending on x, dot dx I cap plus dy j cap plus dz k cap. Now this is our dl vector. This is nothing but our dl vector. Okay, so now what does this mean? What does this mean? Can I say this is the direction of change in f? because if I move in any direction, if I move in magnitude of dl in any direction, the change would only be in this direction. I mean, the change would only be the x component of dl direction, which is taking the component of this dl vector along this vector, and that would give me the change in fx, irrespective of how I move in y, how I move in z. In this case, the change would only be result of the amount I moved in x. So this is the direction of change. Now I would like you to hear very nicely from now on. This is not the direction of change. This is the only direction of change. I'm emphasizing on the word only direction of change, because no matter how you move in y, how you move in z, you will get a change in function fx only if you move along this direction. So let's say you moved along this direction, you got a change. You basically what you did was you moved some amount along this direction and some amount perpendicular to this direction, and in total you moved along this direction. So basically you can break any vector dl into two components. One component is along the direction of change, and one component is perpendicular to the direction of change. Now, since this is a 2D curve, at any point x, the direction of change would only be this, because there is no y and z. But here, now focus carefully, here the direction of change, the only direction of change at x comma y comma z is this. So basically you move in any vector dl which is not along this direction, it would not result you any change if its component along this direction isn't there. Now let me try to, if you didn't understand till now, don't worry, I'll say a few things now which will help you clear things out. Now can I write df as mod of del f by del x I cap plus del f by del y j cap plus del f by del z k cap dot dl cos theta? Now I arbitrarily take this. To make maximum change, what this should be? 90 degree, right? So that it would result in cos 90. I mean, sorry, my bad. This would be 0 degree, which would be cos of 0, which would be 1. So to max this out, this is the condition, which would give me this, So as all of you know, this thing is del of f by del x I cap plus del of f by del of y j cap plus del of f by del of z k cap equals to grad of f, right? Now I need you to understand grad of f is the only direction of change. Contrary to the popular opinion, grad of f being the steepest ascent, I need you to let go of this idea. It's not the steepest ascent. In fact, grad of f is the only ascent or descent. So when you are at a point x naught comma y naught comma z naught on a function f, to move a vector dl so that you can make maximum change in function f, to make this thing got erased, to make max change in f, I need to move dl length along or in the direction of grad of f. You get me? So all I want you to see here is grad of f is not the steepest ascent or something like you might find in many of the famous textbooks. In fact, grad of f is the only direction of change at point x naught comma y naught comma z naught when you plug this x naught y naught z naught over here. And to get if you are at x naught comma y naught comma z naught, and if you move in some direction dl, to get the maximum change, it needs to be in this direction. See here again, you were at point A, right? You were at point A. Now to move, now that this was grad f in this case, now to move, I mean, when you went dl vector along this line, it gave you change, but it did not give you the maximum change, because you moved some length dl, and only the x component of that length, that is to say, only the component of the vector along the grad of f gave you the change. But if you moved only along this direction, this is some mod L, this is also mod L, it would have given you the maximum change. Now that's it. So I needed you to understand that grad f is the only change in a vector at point x0, y0, z0, and when you move along that change, you get the maximum change in the function. As simple as that. So to clear things up, I would want you to analyze the same thing what I did over here in 2D curve. I mean in a 3D curve. Sorry, in a 3D curve. That is to say, I want you to do the same thing in f of x comma y. Okay, because in the above case, the only direction the curve was changing was in x direction, because irrespective of what point you are on curve, del f of the only factor in grad f is del f by del x. But then here there would be two factors, del f of del x plus I cap plus del f of del y j cap, and then you will realize that at different points x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2, you would get this different. Of course, you would get different thing. You would get different here also, but the direction would at last be the same, right? The direction would always be the same. So yeah, I needed you to understand that in a 3D curve, that at different points x1 comma x2 x1 comma y1 x2 comma y2, these vectors will be different. Even the direction may be this or something. Okay. So I want you to understand. I want you to know, or let's say I want you to analyze this function and get more clear upon the intuition what I'm trying to give. So just a hint, if you're the hint to analyze this function is, try to use contour lines. This is a hint I gave you. You can do it without using contour lines also, but it'll just get it will be a 3D curve and it'll get all messy and stuff. So that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day.